As I was working the other day, I noticed a moving truck at my neighbor's house. As I was watching the workers pack, move furniture, and load boxes, I was sincerely happy that it wasn't me doing the work or me making the move. Moving can be frustrating. When you're moving, you're leaving a comfortable setting to go to a new or different situation. Sometimes we just like to stay comfortable. It can be a big trip if you're leaving loved ones, family, and friends. You may be unsure of the move, even though you know it's best. Sometimes the new place will have bigger challenges, bigger than the ones that you're leaving behind. When you're moving, you box things up. You put things away. Sometimes box things get in the way. If you're not careful, you will step on some things, stump your toe, and you may accidentally kick something or kick a box. Depending on your budget, you will sometimes run out of boxes, tape, and patience. You may get overwhelmed worrying about renting a truck, worrying about the cost of gas or the cost of the trip. You will worry about saving and cost-cutting measures. Well, as I continued watching the workers struggle with their load, my reflections drifted to the struggle of so many others, the confusion of so many others, and the courage of so many others. I began to reflect on the struggle of Dr. King and African Americans. I began to reflect on the struggle of Cesar Chavez and the journey of Mexican Americans. I began to reflect on the plight of the American Indian, whose leaders paid the ultimate price, such as Geronimo, Crazy Horse, and Sitting Bull. You see, Geronimo was a symbol of the untamed freedom of the American West. Crazy Horse teamed up with Sitting Bull to decimate Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer and his cavalry in the Battle of Little Bighorn. Sitting Bull is remembered for his great courage and his stubborn determination to resist white domination. God is amazing. The moving vans of survival for these groups have taken unbelievable routes. As their journey continues, the pains of tragedy must become the GPS and the road maps to success. What they have endured, we must overcome. The situations they lived in must become the circumstances that we thrive in. They overcame, so we must overcome. They never gave up. The situations we face today must be met with the same ferocity. Our moving vans continue to move at speeds below the minimum speed limit. We must believe, strive, and accomplish our goals of getting closer to the finish line. We must do a better job of celebrating us. As our lives continue to move, we know it's sometimes unfair, scary, and downright risky. I want to tell you today that we all have experienced this, but I also want to tell you that we must be willing to work, sacrifice, and be prayerful during our journey. When God tells you to move, you can't worry about things or people. When our Father moves you, you don't worry about what's in your way or who you're stepping on. Your DNA forces you to just keep moving. Our ancestors started a path that we must strive to finish. We must do our part to get closer to the finish line. You move because you must. When God moves you, you don't have to worry about renting a truck, gas money, or directions. You can't waste energy fighting useless battles. Spiritual moving will not allow you to sweat the small stuff and will give you the ammunition to fight the big stuff. When God is moving you, you know you may be going into a war zone. You know the new places will have bigger challenges than you're leaving behind. This is why you've been chosen for the trip. You've been chosen. You see, our Heavenly Father knows your strength. You may want to take family or friends with you for support, but that may or may not be the plans of our Heavenly Father. But don't be afraid, because you know, I know, and we know God's promise will suffice. Look back at our path if you need further proof. With God, you don't run out of boxes. For your trip, you must box up and put away old and unneeded habits. You understand that you must put things away or things will get in your way. When God is moving you, you don't have to worry about stepping on things. A path of obstacles will be provided with unlimited determination, forgiveness, and patience to strengthen you and your faith for your journey. The old concerns about saving and cost-cutting for a better future will always be there. But if your new concerns include reflection and remembrance, recognizing and honoring the sacrifices of those special groups mentioned, and if you include being thankful of the one providing the deliverance, your moving van is ready. You're about to ride on the moving van that will cut costs, enriches and saves lives. Don't worry about being overwhelmed. Don't worry about the cost of renting, because you own your journey. You own your life, and you have ownership of your salvation. God bless you today, and I'll talk to you later.